Welcome back. Tom Winslow of Goldfinch Winslow is joining us today for Legal Live. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so recently we've covered off on a topic that involves two men serving on death row in the state of South Carolina that are suing because of a new change that they're being forced to choose between. Well, they have lethal injection right now, but they have to choose now between firing squad or electrocution.
Yes.
So do they have legs to stand on?
Well, this is interesting because this is really kind of a concept of civil rights, right? And not all of us have to face this kind of civil rights question.
Right.
Thankfully, I hope you don't have to face this civil rights question, but it's the same concept as all of our constitutional amendments, and that's the right to be free of cruel and unusual punishment, right? The freedom of speech is also another one of those amendments. They all flow together. So it protects us, even those that are on death row.
Right.
And so the new law was passed and signed into work that says if the drugs are not available, then there's only two other options, and that is shooting or by electrocution.
That's right.
Apologize.
Well, it
And
depends
so
on politics.
they gotta
That
choose.
could be a death sentence as well.
That's true. That's
Because previously all of them have been the injection, but we cannot get the chemicals.
Can't get the drugs.
Drugs that make that up. So it was just electrocution, and then with this new law, they introduced the firing squad option. Is that right?
That's correct. Well, and the thing is this: when you're sentenced to death, you're not sentenced what kind of death it's going to be, and so it really kind of asks the question of, do you have a right to really choose, or is that something that the state gives a verdict of itself? And so it's going to be an interesting debate between what their civil rights really are and the extent of those rights, because they're going to die.
Right.
You have the right to choose how you're going to die when the state tells you you're going to die.
Yeah, or if that should be a certain amount of time that you've served, that you've exceeded maybe the general expectations of what death row sentence time-wise consists of. Maybe there'll be a threshold, but also, is it inhumane if other states have these same executions that they've been doing for years?
It's going to be a question of appeals. It's going to be a question of criminal law. It's going to be a question of civil rights law. All stuff that involve very complicated matters that are going to have to be looked at. Interesting topic.
Yeah, we've definitely seen it and had those questions. Thank you for answering those. And if you have any other legal questions you need them answered, how do they get in contact with you?
Feel free to give us a call over at Goldfinch Winslow Law Firm, 843-357-9301, goldfinchwinslow.com.